Howdy folks, good morning. How are we all doing? It is Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. I'm over visiting a place called the Pinecraft Park, which is in the Pinecraft community of Sarasota. For those of you not familiar, Pinecraft is basically like an Amish community that first started basically back in the 1920s. So you may be wondering, do they really stay year-round? Not necessarily. They usually are like migratory. They'll come down as it approaches into the winter months. But Pinecraft Park is essentially an opportunity for you to be immersed in a Mesic hammock, where basically the oaks and the palms have had an opportunity to develop over time. Thus, it creates a very shaded habitat. And here it gives you a bit of a list, as in what type of wildlife you can find here in terms of the wading birds. We may actually be lucky to find something of the sort. But then as you go to my right, we've got the Phillipi Creek, which, essentially, this park is right in the middle of a whole metropolitan part of Sarasota. So in a sense, for a lot of our migratory birds, this is kind of like a rest haven for them. And I was actually talking to a buddy of mine. Shout out to Dylan Jod Wade Cox, who runs his photography business. He actually has found several different types of owls out here. And usually you have to be here at the right time for that to happen. But you could find like barred owls, screech owls, and I believe very seldomly you'll see the great horned owl too. But you won't really see those as often. But essentially, the reason I'm here today is I'm joining up with Garrett Stuart, Captain Planet, who runs the Eco Preservation Project. He's with his Eco Avengers, his group of kids, and among others, even Betty Osceola, who will also be here too. We're essentially doing like a trail assessment. So we're just seeing which trails we should keep and which trails should be blocked off. Because it's like back here, it's easy to get a little lost, just because there's just trails going in every direction. So we're really trying to assess as to what can be the path of least resistance. But a lot of invasive plant removal has taken place here, especially regarding the air potato vine and even the Congo Jute. So for instance, like right here, this is Congo Jute. Despite it being invasive, they do indeed have commercial use. So for instance, it's in the name, the fibers from this plant actually create something called jute. Think of it as sort of a biodegradable rope. It will essentially, as you give it a chance to lie down in the soil after its use, it will essentially decay into the ground. So it's actually a very sustainable fiber to use as well. But that is the Congo Jute, and they're always recognized by having their pink flowers on them. Yeah, you can see it right here. But it's believed to be native from parts of Asia and even parts of Africa. Hence the part where it says Congo. I believe it has been used medicinally to help relieve symptoms such as fever. But yeah, you see, let me see. Trying to find a good example. Yeah, here we go. You see this vine right here that has all those bitten leaves on them? That's your air potato. And these are invasive. They practically spread throughout a canopy. Might actually do a video on this plant a little later, but I'm just kind of giving some surface information. But the air potato vine, it produces like a food that looks similar to a potato. But the thing is, it's not a true potato. Instead, it's more just like a root. Because if it were a tuber, like a potato, they would produce those little eyes that allow for reproduction, like potatoes do. So that's why, despite its name, it's not a true potato. Yep, you can definitely see it. And they're always distinguished by having sort of a heart-shaped leaf. But you can tell that's, I believe it's called the air potato beetle. It's actually been a well-known biological control agent to be used. But as I said, I want to do that for a separate video, which will go a bit more in depth of the plant itself. But yep, this is cool though, because it's like, even being in a very metropolitan area, you still have a little bit of a glimpse to see nature as it is. So, I think I'm gonna join back to my group. I just kind of wanted to provide a little glimpse of this place while I'm on my own. Because I wanted to try getting here earlier, but freaking traffic, you know, especially in the morning, it's insane. So this is kind of a nice way to relieve myself. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something of value, and yeah, so it's my first time here, so this is a neat spot. So alright, you guys, take care, enjoy your Wednesday, journey on a journey, outwards. Take care, folks. See ya. Alrighty. Take care, you guys.